Alright guys, welcome to the stream. Today we have the second ever test of sprint qualifying in Formula 1 at Monza, the Temple of Speed. FP1, only one session for the drivers and teams to set up the cars, and yeah. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I know it's a Friday, so no one's really expecting any actual Formula 1 racing, but we do have qualifying today, and I'm looking forward to it. Verstappen, Hamilton significantly ahead of everyone else, with four and a half tenths clear of everyone else. Is very, very strong for Mercedes. It's very important for them to bounce back as well. They haven't been performing well recently in the past few weeks, and yeah, they just need to get back on form if they stand a chance against the Red Bulls. Hello, Aiden Reeds and Zayden YT. Nice to see you guys are here. Our first cool. We've got 27 people watching. Be sure to it will very much help out. All right, so getting into what's going on. The highest top speeds was around Monza was achieved by Valtteri Bottas in FP1. He got a very big tow, got to 347 kilometers an hour. Yeah, very, very quick indeed. But by the looks of it, it is the Aston Martins that are very, very strong this weekend. Up in P4 for Stroll and P6 for Seb Vettel. Qualifying will be starting in 13 minutes now. So yeah, let's go to Monza quali. Call you Zeddy. Cool. All right, I'll do that. Yeah, 18 minutes of Q1. It's going to be pretty exciting. And yeah, we'll wait and see what happens, what goes down at Monza. Probably won't have that many crashes because it's quite an open circuit and there aren't that many high-speed, tricky corners. But, the Ascari chicane is one of the hardest corners, and, you got to... Well, it's a high speed left, and then you've got to manage the throttle on the right, and then you've got to go flat throttle on the exit. So it's very important to get that corner right because you've got a long straight after that, of course. Well, basically after any corner in Monza, you've got a long straight, so you've got to be important. Like every single exit is very important indeed. It's 1:45 in the morning. Jeez. Well, there's an hour and 12 minutes till qualifying ends. So yeah, Russell to Mercedes confirmed. Well, I'll let you know now, but I'm going to be talking much more in the post-race show, which is out on the Avli app, so be sure to go download that. But Russell, very, very happy that he is going into Mercedes because, he deserves it. Out of anyone on, in F1, he deserves that Mercedes seat. He's been outperforming that Williams right from day one. So it's looking very good for him. Hopefully Mercedes have some sort of performance next year, because it'd be kind of funny, and it would be a lot of bad luck for George Russell if Williams are top next year and Mercedes are down in P8, P9. So yeah, wonderful evening from the Philippines. Nice to see you, Jacob. I didn't go to high school today because my school had a flood yesterday. Oh, well, I hope you're alright, and the whole place around you, the city of town, is also doing okay. Alex Albon to Williams is also very, very good indeed. He definitely did deserve a seat in F1. He's just got kicked out by the Red Bull guys because the Red Bull are rather eager to kick people out. And here we are. So he's going back into Williams. We'll see what he can do. If he can outperform Nicholas Latifi as consistently as George Russell, if he can outperform Latifi as consistently as George Russell, we know that Alex Albon is also a driver of class. Yeah. When's quali starting? Quali is starting in 11 minutes time now. Probably more like 10, but yeah, 10 minutes and 5 seconds. So yeah. You've just finished your exams. That is good. Hope they went well. And yeah. So we have Robert Kavitza replacing Kimi Raikkonen because he also tested positive again. He had to get 3 negative tests in the week leading up to Monza, and he didn't, unfortunately. So Robert Kavitza is driving instead. And then, looking at the rest of the field, we have Pierre Gasly, who was looking very, very strong in Q1. Not Q1, sorry, FP1. And yeah, it's just astonishing driving from Pierre Gasly. He's been performing so well. Obviously won last year here, and And yeah, it's just been very good indeed. Albon will go George. I do like that meme. It's very funny indeed. Quali starts in 10 minutes time. And yeah, hello, Eduardo. So today in Monza, we have the C2 as the hard, C3 as the mediums, and C4 as the softs. Usually the same amount of tyres that we have for all of the other circuits. And yeah, we are going into this. We're going into this race at Monza with a 5-point championship lead for Max Verstappen, and yeah. All right, let's get into this. 10 minutes to go till Q1 starts, and yeah, looking forward to this qualifying session. Will it be raining in Italy? By the looks of it, it is completely dry. There are clouds, but they're not like rain clouds. They're just like the usual clouds that you have. So there is that. Hello, Ivan. Nice to see you back. What's the track weather like? Yep, just said that. Just cloudy, not too warm, not too cold. Track temperature is 33 degrees and the air temperature is 25 degrees. And yeah. All right, so we have track limits at the Parabolica. As you know, some of you guys may have watched Chain Bear's video from ages ago. I think it was last year, in fact, but on why extending Parabolica gains you so much time. And there are track limits being enforced, and it is the white line. So you must have at least one wheel inside the white line. Otherwise, you will get your lap time deleted. So we'll have to watch out for that, obviously, because drivers will be pushing the limits like to the absolute. Well, we'll be pushing to the absolute limit on track limits. I just said limits twice. Anyway, yeah. So we're gonna have to watch out for that if anyone's lap time does get deleted, because that could definitely screw over their qualifying and maybe get them knocked out in Q1 or Q2. Yeah. How did Ferrari perform in FP1? You know what, I'll just check and I will tell you how they performed. So you think number 1 is Hamilton, number 2 is Max, and number 3 is Charles Leclerc. Alright, well, we'll wait and see what happens. The fastest and second fastest lap time will both be deleted, just not the... Okay, right, so track limits are going to hurt the top leaders like Max and Lewis. Well, yeah, both of those drivers are experts at pushing all the way to like millimeters away from the edge of the track. So a tiny little slip up there could cost them fastest lap of the race. Ooh, is it raining? I'm just going to need to double check this. I think it was FP1 it was raining in. Or it might... No, it's last year. It's not this year. Never mind. Yeah, sorry about that. So Ferrari, Carlos Sainz was in P7 and Charles Leclerc was in P11. So it's not looking that good for the Ferrari boys at their home race. Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri is ahead of both of them. So yeah, that's what you got to say. Pierre Gasly just absolutely epic. Let's go Honey Badger. Very true. Danny Rick up in P9, 3 places ahead of his teammate Lando Norris, and this time he's actually ahead of Lando Norris. No qualifying session like getting him knocked out or anything. So good job from Danny Rick. Hopefully he can keep this pace upwards in quali and stuff, you know. Weather's cloudy but really funny, really dry weather. Alright, Russell will join Mercedes next year alongside Hamilton. Bottas will join Alfa Romeo next season alongside Giovinazzi. What is your reaction to the next season? Well, alright, so as I've said, George Russell, the battles between George Russell and Lewis Hamilton are going to be very interesting indeed. I really want to see. It's very much the veteran versus the up and coming rookie kind of story, you know. So well, I want to see what happens to that story, which driver wins out in the end. And about Valtteri Bottas, I would say I guess it's a step into a place where he'll get some, like, he'll actually have a place within the team, whereas in Mercedes he's just the number 2 driver. But I don't think Alfa Romeo will probably be slower than Ferrari, like, most likely, because they take most of Ferrari's parts. So Bottas will just be driving in the midfield and not battling for podiums or anything like that, but at least by the looks of it, you know. But who knows, Alfa Romeo could pull something out really crazy indeed. Yeah, Sunday will be very hot, so blistering, and punches could happen on the Sunday race. Well, if it is hot, there is definitely a chance of punches and blisters, you know. So yeah, let's go Tifosi. The Tifosi Monza always going to be absolutely crazy. And they have the advantage of this year, of they have qualifying and the sprint race and the actual race to watch, which is just more fans can actually see the spectacle of Formula One, which is absolutely amazing. No worries, Poland Ball. Yeah. All right, so 5 minutes till lights out. Oh no, 4 minutes till lights out for Q1, and yeah. All right, I'm definitely going to say there's going to be an Aston Martin podium with Stroll. Well, Stroll is up in I think it's P4. I think he was in. Oh no, yeah, he was P4. So very good job from Stroll. He could definitely get a podium. So yeah. Oops. I just need to change the stream title. All right, here we go. I'm still early for Q1. Yep, only 4 minutes remaining now, and yeah, looking forward to this. I think the sprint race in Silverstone was very, very good indeed. It provided a lot of action and overtaking and stuff. So let's see if the same happens here in Monza, especially with Monza with the very long straights and DRS. Overtaking is going to be very, very easy indeed compared to other circuits. And yeah, very random question. What's your favourite driver? Well, my favourite driver is Seb Vettel. So yeah, Seb Vettel, I guess. Hello there, the sour lemon. All right, only 3 minutes now till quali starts. Excited for this. And maybe we'll see some guys playing a few games around to try and get a tow, because obviously we all know the tow around Monza is very important. In 2019, we had a bit of a nightmare in Q3 with everyone trying to get a tow off everyone and no one actually starting their lap. So we'll see if that happens again. If the teams decide to repeat their own mistake, and yeah. Do you think there'll be a big crash in quali or the race? I don't think there will be a big crash by the looks of it, because Monza, quite an open circuit. There aren't that many. It's not that dangerous, so I don't think there'll be that many big crashes. And yeah, Lewis will be ahead of Bottas, so I don't think Hamilton will get the slipstream. Well, we'll see. We'll let you know if anyone gets any slipstream. But this is it, guys. Welcome to Monza. It's a 5.7 kilometer circuit. The top speeds around the circuit 362 kilometers an hour with DRS and a tow. The lap record is a 1 minute 21, and there are 11 corners on this circuit. Obviously, turn 1, the Della Roja chicane. I think that's the Della Roja chicane. And lots of action going down there in turn 1. Curva Grande. You can weave around and try and send your opponent basically. And then we have the Lesmo corners and Ascari. Both of those corners will be you'll basically decide your position if you're going to stay ahead of the driver you're battling or going to stay behind. And yeah, all right, what happened to Verstappen? The orders are just messed up right now, so they will fix themselves once quali starts in literally 50 seconds, guys. So 50 seconds, quali will be starting. What happened to the Soyer counter? It's currently on Infinity plus 6, because I did a 5-hour live stream for the Belgian race, because I was just commentating till they cancelled the race. So for 5 hours, I think we just got to Infinity at that point. And yeah, what do you think about the beef between Mick and Mazepin? Well, I think Mazepin should just. Well, it was clearly the team's fault, if we're being honest here. Sending both drivers out together, and then one driver tripping over the other driver because there wasn't enough of a gap. So mainly it's just the team to spread out the drivers and just make sure there's no incidents between them again, really. And also, guys, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Very much will help out the channel. I am streaming for tomorrow's sprint race and the race on Sunday as well. So stay tuned for that as well. Joining from Yangon, Myanmar. Cool. Myanmar's actually got some quite nice scenery, so yeah, very cool indeed. Max P1, a 118.849. Alright, well, we'll see if that happens, We'll see if that happens. So Q1 has begun. Everyone is still just sat in the pit lane because no one wants to give anyone a tow. So here we go. The tow games have already begun. And yeah, from Australia, just Matt. Well, Australia is very cool. That is actually one of my places that I want to visit. So yeah. All right. This is it. Quali has begun, and everyone's just playing the little toe game. No one has decided to go out on track, which is lovely. Um, all right. So we have Latifi, Mazepin, Leclerc, Sonoda, Schumacher, Sainz, and Russell's. Their cars are currently on and ready to go. Charles Leclerc is the first one to bite the bullet, and he goes out into the pit lane, and then quickly followed by Sainz, Schumacher, Sonoda, and yeah, everyone's coming out now. So we have Leclerc's out, Ricciardo's out, Schumacher, Latifi, Mazepin, Vettel. Yeah, so everyone's coming out now, and they don't want to be giving someone a toe. That is basically that's what they're doing now. They just don't want to give anyone else a toe. So Leclerc might be playing some games. We'll see on the driver tracker who is playing what games, and yeah. All right, it's looking good though. I will let you know if there are any team radios, because there'll be some team radios about drivers arguing about toes and stuff, and yeah, just exciting to watch that. All right. So the drivers now coming out, heating up their tires, and yup. All right. So this is it. Q1 has begun, and yeah. All right. So everyone's in the pit lane. I should probably refresh the website. Guys, the screen will go black for about a second, and then it'll come back. Oh, it goes white. Okay, never mind. And there we go. All right. So we have all the drivers just coming out of the pit lane now. There's a bit of a glitch, to be honest, on the map, so that will get fixed very, very soon. And yeah, let's go, Max. Hopefully there's just a good battle between the two drivers, because in Q1, Lewis Hamilton was 5 tenths ahead of Max Verstappen, so I just hope there's a closer battle for Q1. You know, George Russell prediction, I think George Russell will get P9 today. So that's my prediction for George Russell. And what do you think about Sonoda thinking he didn't have a seatbelt? I don't know. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch FP1, unfortunately. I didn't have time. So yeah, I don't exactly know, but I assume he probably did have a seatbelt on. Otherwise, he would have been thrown forward, because deceleration with Formula One cars is very, very high indeed. So first sector from Carlos Sainz is quicker than Leclerc by 2 tenths. Carlos is flying, but Sonoda goes even quicker and Latifi goes even quicker. So by the looks of it, the Mercedes cars are stronger, as Multi Ninja has said. Looks like they just got better top speed, really. Aston Martin's looking strong, the Williams looking strong, Lewis Hamilton 5 tenths ahead of Max Verstappen. But who knows, maybe the Honda engines will just kick in some VTEC on Q3 and we'll get something completely different. I think Danny Rick will finish 2 positions above Lando Norris. Yeah. Alright, so Latifi's got the quickest first sector for now, and he definitely did get a very big toe indeed from everyone else. Then we have Carlos Sainz, who set the fastest middle sector. He's quicker than Leclerc, obviously because he had the toe. And this is it, guys. Charles Leclerc is 3 tenths slower than Carlos Sainz, and that is because Carlos Sainz had a toe. That is literally it. The map is glitched, so I'll try and get that fixed as soon as possible, but I can't do anything about that right now. I'll just keep refreshing the website until it is fixed. And yeah. All right. Who has the best chance of winning the race? Well, I can only tell you that after the sprint race tomorrow. So be sure to subscribe, and I'm streaming for the sprint race tomorrow, and the full race on Sunday. Yeah, that was a very smooth segue. Does it appear? Turns out it looked. Yeah. Well, who knows? Lando Norris. We have some team radio from him. So here we go.
Should be okay as well for the second time lap.
Okay, so by the looks of it, the tyres at Monza, they don't wear out that quickly. So if the tyres don't wear out that quickly, then they're going for 2 time laps on the same set of tyres. And yeah, there will be more than 100 so yes. I think there will be for sure. I do say the word yeah a lot. Anyway, we need to see some more shoeies from Danny Ricciardo. I mean, yeah. That's what we all want to see. And here we go. Lando Norris, the man on fire, goes 5/10 quicker than Max Verstappen. Wow. I think he definitely did get a toe off Max Verstappen, but nevertheless, 5/10 is nothing to like put Lando Norris down for. I mean, what that is the power of the toe, and that is the power of Lando Norris also being an amazing driver, and yeah, and the fact that he does have a Mercedes engine in the back of that McLaren, if you guys have forgot, because they did switch this year, and well, that is it. Lando Norris, amazing lap from him. We have some team radio from Charles Leclerc. He won't be happy because he didn't get any toe off anyone else. So I'm going to play the team radio and we'll see what he has to say.
Is everything fine with the car? In engine braking especially?
I will come back to you. Okay, box is lap box.
Alright guys, I will let you know if there are any lap time deletions as well, because yeah, don't want to see any lap time deletions, to be completely honest with you guys. And yeah, by the looks of it, it is still just glitched the map, so yeah. Alright, so here we are. Max Verstappen, I mean, Lando Norris is in P1. Who knows if he could actually stay in there P1. I love Danny, but I don't think any shoeies are coming this year. Yeah, Danny's performance hasn't been that good. Oh, never mind. Right, so look at this. Valtteri Bottas goes quickest. He goes 8/10 quicker than Lando Norris. Wow, those Mercedes are very, very strong today. And then Lewis Hamilton is still yet to put in his lap. He goes 2/10 quicker than Bottas. So I think there's some track evolution coming into play as well, because the Mercedes are not 1 full seconds quicker than Lando Norris. Here we go. Danny Rick puts in a lap time. He's only 7.5 tenths behind Lewis Hamilton. And then we have everyone's putting in time laps. There is track evolution. Pierre Gasly goes up into P4, slightly behind the McLaren of Danny Rick. And yeah, Danny is up in P3, but I think everyone else is still to put in a lap with some extra toe and track evolution. So, yeah. Merc is going to win this race. Well, they are looking very strong. We'll see if Red Bull have any VTEC to kick in. But by the looks of it, the Mercedes are completely out of reach, you know. Also, guys, if you haven't hit the like button, be sure to do so. And also, be sure to subscribe. Very much just help out the channel. And I'm streaming for tomorrow's sprint race and the full race as well on Sunday. Alright, we have team radio from Danny Rick. So Danny Rick got P3. Let's see if he's, well, I hope he's happy about it.
The lap delta ideally needs to be negative. Do not impede anyone if the lap delta will not be negative. Cars behind are in phase.
Alright, so this is what it's talking about. So basically, the FIA put in a rule to make sure no one goes too slow on their outlap trying to play games to get a toe. So they were just telling him, make sure you don't break the lap time rule that the FIA has set, otherwise we're going to get a penalty. So that's what McLaren were telling Danny Rick, and well, I don't think he's broken any of the rules, and he set a very good lap indeed as well. I have no idea where anyone is on track right now. Bottas has pit, so has Lewis Hamilton. Yes, this map is still glitched, so I will try and fix it as soon as possible. I'm just going to refresh it and see if that fixes it or helps it. There we go. Maybe that will help. Nope, it does not. Alright, never mind. So I guess I'll just have to commentate without the map. So looking onwards, there is everyone else is coming out of the pits by the looks of it. So Sainz is coming out for another lap. So is Sonoda, so is Leclerc. Alonso getting a huge toe from Ocon. Well, if we look at the top speeds, so Alonso is 3/10 quicker than Ocon in the first sector. So that is true. Just in the first sector alone, that is literally just one corner, well, a chicane, so 2 corners, and then the Curva Grande, which is flat out. But Alonso 3/10 quicker than Ocon in the first sector alone. There is a sprint race tomorrow, so that is what they're testing. They're testing out the sprint race, and by the looks of it, they are playing games for the toe. We have Max Verstappen, I think it's Max Verstappen, followed by Lewis Hamilton, all of the other drivers very, very closely indeed, you know. Yeah. The sprint race is after quali, but it is tomorrow. Yeah, I have a stream for that, so it will take you to tomorrow's stream when this one finishes. So yeah, there was a pit lane incident involving Charles Leclerc and Nikita Mazepin. By the looks of it, Nikita Mazepin was released into the path of Charles Leclerc, but they haven't made any penalty for that, and it's probably just the Haas team's fault, really, for just letting Mazepin go. And yeah, all right. So here we go then. 6 minutes and 51 seconds of Monza left, and we'll see, well, of Q1 left, and then we'll see what can happen. So Norris comes out the pits, so does Daniel Ricciardo by the looks of it, and the highest top speed goes to Nicholas Latifi, 344 kilometers an hour. He got a massive tow going into sector 1 from someone else. I think he got a double or a triple tow, to be completely honest with you. Latifi, yeah, very much benefiting from the tow and the Mercedes engine, of course. And yeah, Ricciardo could be flying back next year, much less downforce on the cars for 2022. Yeah, that's true. And these super specific car characteristics could change, like McLaren and Red Bull having super narrow operating windows. Yeah, I mean, anything can happen next year because the rule change is so big. It's like one of the biggest rule changes in Formula 1 history, to be completely honest. And the Haas team is a bit of a yoke, yes. Russell is behind Latifi, but I think that's only because Latifi got a tow. Other than that, Russell would definitely be ahead. And looking at the sector times, Russell was quicker in the middle sector, and it was just the first sector where he lost some time, and that was probably the first sector where Nicholas Latifi got a tow. Alright, so I'm going to play the team radio from Max Verstappen. Here we go.
Let's go double slow here, Max, so continue to call this lap, and then we'll get us, and the next lap. Call this lap and the next lap.
So, by the looks of it, the teams are going for double cooldown laps, trying to either get better tyre temperatures, which they are definitely achieving, of course. Having extra battery, of course, because Monza is very high deployment. They deploy all of the battery on the straights, so they need to recharge the batteries as well, of course. And then what have they got to do? And obviously they've got to try and find a tow as well, so having an extra lap for that will obviously help. Pizza or spaghetti, it will definitely be pizza for me, and F1 should make a super pole lap for the top 5. Well, who knows what they can do, you know? They're testing new stuff out, so maybe that is a suggestion they have. Alright, so Max Verstappen has just put in a lap, and he goes 5/10 behind the Mercedes. So, by the looks of it, the Mercedes are so far out of reach for the Red Bulls today. Maybe it's because Bottas and Hamilton both had a tow, but nevertheless, that is a very important part of Monza, getting the tow. Maybe it's an advantage, you know, starting tomorrow's race in P3, that you'll get a tow into turn 1 and turn 2 and maybe have a chance to make a few overtakes. And yeah, Wade, you did not miss much. The map has currently glitched out, so everyone's just sat right at the start of the pit lane. But both Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas are currently P1 and 2, 1 and 2 for the Mercedes drivers, and they're driving very quick indeed. Is there any serious damage on Leclerc's car? By the looks of it, there is nothing, because Sainz has just come into the pits, so they'll be refilling the fuel, putting some new tyres on, and yeah, Leclerc is also out onto the pit lane as well. His speedo has just gone up as well. So Leclerc's car, by the looks of it, is fine. And we have some team radio from Lance Stroll, so I shall play that. Here we go.
Stay out for charging, stay out for charging.
It's too late, Brad.
Copy that.
Yep, so that's what they're saying. They need to stay out for charging, to be completely honest, because the F1 batteries can only be charged up so quickly by an external source. So they're telling all the drivers to try and get as much charge as possible when they're driving back to the pits. Giovinazzi is up in P8. He obviously had an amazing last weekend, obviously. Well, he had a good qualifying last weekend, sort of fell back after that. Nevertheless, very good job from him. And yeah, I was fighting with Leclerc in ACC 7 hours ago in Monza. Wow. Well, you know, that's the life of an F1 driver. Playing F1... playing ACC and then also going to drive an F1 car in the same day. Yeah, Brad We do often hear Lance Stroll complaining about Brad quite often. Yeah, Italian Jesus is doing quite good in P8. Definitely outperforming that Alfa Romeo. Robert Kavitza down in P20. So we'll see if he can improve. Obviously, he's had the full weekend this time, but he's only actually done FP1 around Monza. So who knows what will happen to him. And yeah, looking at this now, we have the final runs of qualifying. We have Hamilton out on track, Bottas out on track, Perez, Stroll, Vettel, Kubica have just come out on track, and then we've had Russell and Latifi out on track for a while now. So, quickest middle sector from Valtteri Bottas, nearly a tenth quicker than Lewis Hamilton. So that middle sector definitely paying. Bottas is doing something very, very good indeed in that middle sector. We'll see what happens to the third sector. And yeah, why is Kavitza still driving? Because Kimi Raikkonen, he is meant to test negative 3 times before he's allowed to race, and he did not test negative 3 times. So that's why Kavitza is driving. And yeah, Valtteri Bottas improves his lap time overall, but he did have a rather slow first sector, probably because of a lack of a toe. And now he is only 1.5 tenths away from Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton does not improve in the second or third sectors because he has zero toe. And Aston Martin definitely looked very quick. And we'll see what they can do now. Currently they're in P14-16, but with track evolution and a toe, that can do wonders for anyone. Alright, we have team radio from Valtteri Bottas. Let's play that. Here we go.
Just a reminder, this is just for learning. We are safe.
Yep, so they're just saying that don't push too hard because we don't want to crash and just ruin our entire qualifying. We're currently through into Q2. So 32 seconds remaining now. Everyone is on their flying laps. And here we go. So Pierre Gasly is first across the line. Then we have, he's first across the line in Sector 2 now as well. He sets a green for second sector. And he is very, very strong indeed. He won here last year. In fact, no one expected that. Amazing job from him. He's now coming through into the final corner, and we'll see what he can do. On the other side of the track, we have Sergio Perez, Stroll, Vettel, all setting green sectors. By the looks of it, everyone's got a bit of a toe and is carrying and helping each other along now. And yeah, all right. So the drivers currently are on track are Giovinazzi and below. So everyone in P8 and below is currently out on track. And yeah, all right. So next, Sergio Perez improves in the middle sector. So does Seb Vettel. Seb Vettel is 2 tenths quicker than his teammate and Sergio Perez. So Vettel doing very good in the middle sector. We'll see if he can make it through into Q2. Ocon not having the best middle sector either, but his first sector was very strong, so that's sort of a countering it out. And Yuki Sonoda not being able to improve, the rookie not having the best of seasons, to be completely honest. Perez puts his car up into P7. He is 2.5 tenths slower than Max Verstappen. And then we have Seb Vettel, who is a tenth slower than Perez, and then Stroll, who is 0.02 of a second slower than Vettel. So Vettel doing a very good job indeed. Antonio Giovinazzi goes up into P5. Wow. Yeah, Antonio, the Italian Jesus, doing a very good job indeed. What do you think of Perez in the sprint? Perez has very good racecraft, so, Perez can definitely pull off some overtakes and start a bit higher up in the race tomorrow. And yeah, a very good job from the Italian Jesus. Lando Norris puts his car up into P3. Wow. So those Mercedes engines looking very, very strong indeed. Top 3 drivers now, everyone on the podium in Q1. All 3 of them have Mercedes engines in them. And next across the line, George Russell is in P16. In fact, he does not improve by the looks of it, and neither does Nicholas Latifi. So George Russell, Nicholas Latifi, Mick Schumacher, Robert Kubica, and Nikita Mazepin have been eliminated from Q1. And yeah, Sonoda's just made it through by the skin of his teeth, 4 tenths of a second. Oh no, 4 hundredths of a second, from him to Latifi. And Sonoda's actually just been knocked. Oh, I think someone's lap time got deleted. Yep, Sonoda's lap time got deleted. So this is what we were talking about, lap times getting deleted. And that is really going to screw some drivers over, like Sonoda. and no one, in fact, has beaten Nicholas Latifi's top speed record. Still 344 kilometers an hour. That's nearly the exact same amount of viewers we've got. So if you guys haven't hit the like button, be sure to do so. Will help out the channel very much. And yeah, Russell is very incredible, but he's in a slow car. Well, guess what's happening next year, guys? Russell's going to Mercedes alongside Lewis Hamilton. It's going to be one heck of a season at Mercedes, managing both of those drivers, you know. And yeah, Red Bull did struggle in the DRS train. We'll wait and see what happens, but that is it. Q1 is over, and the drivers eliminated are Latifi, Sonoda, Schumacher, Kavitza, and Mazepin. Russell makes it through just by the fact that Yuki Sonoda got his lap time deleted. What is 344 kilometers an hour in miles per hour? It will probably be 200 and if I can do maths, it's probably 215, I think, or 210. So yeah, there's that. Do you think Albon's definitely going to be very, very good indeed at Williams. I'm glad to see that he is back, to be completely honest. He was a very good driver and just got kicked out by Red Bull, just being very... Red Bull just kick out all their drivers, and Albon was one of the victims. So, yep, all right. If we could hit 50 likes, that'd be very cool. We are 5 likes away, and if you guys haven't subscribed, be sure to do so. Alright, Q2 will be starting very, very soon. I need to change the stream title. And yeah, sprint race tomorrow is going to be very exciting, though, with, of course, Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas starting in P1. Do the Mercedes guys tell Bottas to not fight Lewis? And yeah, and we'll see if Norris can do something, because usually when Norris is starting behind Valtteri Bottas, things go very well for him. And when Bottas starts behind Lando Norris, things don't go so well, if you guys remember back to Hungary. Yeah, we have team radio from Yuki Sonoda. He got his lap time deleted, by the way, so he's going to be rather angry. Just a little bit of a precursor. I'm just going to play the team radio. Here we go.
Yuki, we got track limit on 11. Unfortunately, we have P17.
What? Really?
Yep, he can't believe it, mate. So Yuki Sonoda can't believe it, and yeah. All right. I love the Red Bull team, but Helmut seems like an angry old man who doesn't like any of the second drivers. Multi Ninja didn't need to ban that guy. I read the message. It probably wasn't the nicest thing ever, but you know, people can say what they want. I'm not going to take offense. So, yeah, as long as they don't spam, it's completely fine. And yeah, all right. So, looking back on track, Yuki Sonoda was pushing it to the absolute limit. He in fact kicked up a lot of gravel on the exit of the De La Roja chicane, which is the second chicane, by the way. And yeah. Oh, you timed him out. All right, that's cool. No worries. I used to believe Formula 1 was safe, but it's not. Well, Formula 1, I mean, no one has died for quite a while in Formula 1. But obviously driving around at 200 miles per hour is never going to be safe. So the Formula 1 cars are as safe as they can be, to be completely honest with you guys. All right, so I'm just going to... Never mind, actually. Let's just leave it like this. Qualifying 2 will be starting very, very soon. And yeah, I know what is a sprint race, but could you explain it a bit more? All right, so today is qualifying, as usual. And the race tomorrow is a sprint race. So whoever finishes... So say if you start P2 in quali, and then you lose a lot of positions, and you end up P7 in the sprint race, on Sunday's race you will start P7 instead of starting P2. So it's sort of a qualifying 2, except it's sort of qualifying again, but it's a race instead of qualifying. So that's what happens there. And if you finish P1, you get 3 points. If you finish P2, you get 2 points. If you finish P3, you get 1 point. So that is that for the qualifying sessions. And then that's basically sprint qualifying, to be completely honest. All right, we have Nikita Mazepin team radio. And yeah, let's just listen to this. And yeah, play.
Q2.
Yeah, so Nikita Mazepin obviously not happy, and yeah. Cheesy Potato, if you join the Discord and DM me, I'll send you the link. Yeah. The main dangers comes from the tracks. Most have very little money to spend on big changes, and F1 cars are faster than ever. Well, that is very true, Kyle. With drivers flying around at 200 miles per hour, doing anything safely is going to be rather difficult. So, but F1 cars obviously do a very good job of it. Even Romain Grosjean surviving that crash, absolutely, it's just a credit to the FIA for having so much safety regulations and everything. So Q2 is underway now. The drivers currently out on track are no one. So no one's out on track. And yeah. Is this the first sprint qualifying recently? We had sprint qualifying in Silverstone. So yeah, Silverstone was the last sprint quali race. And yeah, and we're doing another test of sprint qualifying here in Monza, and then I think the next one, in fact, I don't know when the next one is, to be completely honest with you guys. And the Mafia be deleting lap times, yeah. Well, here we go now. So the drivers currently out on track. Bottas, Verstappen, Perez, Vettel, all have come out of the pit lane, and we'll be playing games for toes as usual. 12 minutes and 50 seconds remaining for qualifying today. And yeah. Did they reveal this third sprint quali? I think they did. I just don't know what it is, to be completely honest. We have Hamilton also out on track. Giovinazzi, Stroll, Gasly, Ocon, Russell are all out on track as well. I have some team radio from Sergio Perez. I'm going to play that. And the pit lane incident I told you guys about before, about Leclerc and Nikita Mazepin and the Haas cars, the Haas team releasing Mazepin too late. There has been no... there's no penalty on that, so yeah. Alright, I'm just going to play Perez's team radio. Here we go.
To manage the pace, Checo, do what you need to do. 0 on the rear left. 0 on the rear left should be the target.
Yep, so they're just talking about tyre temperatures, to be honest, because tyre temperatures around Monza are very important, because obviously the tyre temperatures increase when you're going around corners, but Monza is a lot of long straights. So the drivers have to have overheating tyres coming out the final corner, so when they go down the straight they cool down, and then into turn 1 they're the perfect tyre temperature. And yeah, that's very difficult to manage, you know. So here we are. This third sprint race will be in Brazil. Thank you, Santosh, for pointing that out. Do appreciate it. So here we go. Max Verstappen with the quickest first sector, quicker than Sergio Perez. Maybe one of them had the toe. We'll find out who does. But Bottas goes 2/10 quicker than Verstappen. So that's the Mercedes engine and the toe helping him. And yeah. What's going on now? We have quali going on. And as Bottas was 2/10 quicker than Verstappen, we have Lewis Hamilton 2/10 quicker than Bottas. And then we have the Italian Jesus, Antonio Giovinazzi, going purple in the first sector. Wow. Yeah, just amazing driving from Antonio Giovinazzi. It's his home race, of course, in Italy. And he is just putting out the best performance possible, really. Yeah. Alright, so next driver to cross the line is... So, Sergio Perez, first driver to cross the line, a 121.1. Verstappen immediately beats that, goes 4/10 quicker. Obviously, Verstappen had the toe, so that is that. Next to cross the line, Valtteri Bottas, he goes 7/10 quicker than Max Verstappen. These Mercedes engines are quick this weekend. By the looks of it, it might be an easy pole position for Merc, you know. Lewis Hamilton goes 1/10 quicker than Valtteri Bottas. Bottas is putting up a solid fight. But Antonio Giovinazzi, oh my god, he's up into P4 in the Alfa Romeo. Pierre Gasly goes up into P3. Wow. I mean, Gasly won here last year, but carrying that amazing performance on. Danny Rick goes up into P3. Okay, I think there is a bit of track evolution going on, but no discredit to Danny Rick. He is the closest driver to the Mercs, in fact. Lando Norris goes 700ths quicker than Daniel Ricciardo. So Ricciardo still being slightly outpaced by Norris, but nevertheless, amazing performance from Danny Rick. And yeah, we'll just check the top speed timings and see who got a bit of a tow. But by the looks of it, the McLaren team has nailed this in terms of getting a perfect tow. And yeah, so Danny Rick and Lando Norris, both of them got top speeds in 340 kilometers an hour. So that's around 220 miles per hour. For you other guys, well, I don't know, whoever uses miles per hour. So, I mean, quite a lot of people use miles per hour. But anyway, so the McLarens have timed that tow perfectly. They're running slightly lower downforce than the Mercedes guys because Mercedes are even slower top speed. And the Red Bulls are nowhere to be seen, in fact. Verstappen and Perez, both of them have just come into the pits now, and both of them have 10 kilometers an hour slower top speeds. So, yeah, the Mercedes are flying, and they're going to need some VTEC to kick in. Otherwise, they're going to need some Euro B and VTEC to kick in. Otherwise, they are going to be nowhere near the Mercedes by the time Q3 turns around. And yeah, the only hope they'll have is the only hope they will ever have is DRS in the race, really. And DRS only gives you 15 extra kilometers an hour. Slipstream will also help. But yeah, we'll have to find out what happens. We have team radio from Charles Leclerc. I'm going to play that. And yeah.
If you want, you can try mode push for 1 or 2 corners and see if improved.
I don't know, it's very difficult to know if I don't push. For now, I didn't feel much in the first 2 corners. Let's start the lap, let's see.
On our side, everything looks fine.
Yep, so Charles Leclerc is basically just saying that, they're just trying to manage tyre temperatures, of course. They're talking maybe go push for 1 or 2 corners so you get the tyre temperatures up, and yeah. And that is true, Kyle. The cars are getting heavier, they're 600 kilograms now, but they also have highest top speeds as well. How many laps are left? There is no sprint race now, it is just qualifying. The sprint race is tomorrow, which I'm also streaming, and then the actual race as well is on Sunday, which I'm also streaming. So be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and hit that like button. We have 400 people watching, but not even 100 likes yet. So yeah, no drivers currently out on track, and yeah, there are 7 minutes and 3 seconds remaining of quali. And this is just qualifying, guys, not sprint qualifying. Sprint qualifying is tomorrow. This is just qualifying. Yeah, qualifying on a Sunday. Rather odd, to be completely honest with you guys, because, yeah. Well, we usually have qualifying on a Sunday, you know? On a Saturday, sorry. Hamilton, tow, Russell. Well, I don't know who's giving who a tow, because the track map isn't working. This is probably one of the most important races to have a track map to see who's got the tow and who hasn't. But, you know, we'll figure it out, and they will probably be working by tomorrow's stream anyway. And yeah, you're watching on 2 accounts. Cool. Well, be sure to like on both accounts as well. Sprint quali is tomorrow. What is happening to Charles' engine braking? Well, I'll just play his team radio. I think it's just come through now. So, yeah. So, I think by the way, guys, if you don't know what engine braking is, so usually when you hit the brake pedal, the car slows down. But if you don't disengage the engine when braking, the engine sort of wants to how do I explain this? Alright, so you're driving along and then you hit the brakes. The engine also stops running because you're no longer on the accelerator, so the engine wants to spin in reverse, and the engine spinning in reverse also slows down the wheels as well. This is the race. This is the qualifying that determines the grid for sprint qualifying, and then the sprint qualifying determines the grid for the actual race. Hamilton hasn't got pole. It's currently Q2 now, so there's 5 minutes remaining of Q2, and then there is Q3. Yeah. Fernando Alonso having issues he is locking up and going into turn 1, braking just a bit too late, and yeah, just going straight on the chicane, nearly hitting Sergio Perez as well. We have team radio from Lando Norris. I'm just going to check if this Charles Leclerc team radio is the same, so...
Yeah, I still have the problem, but now it's not consistent anymore. It's in the middle of the corners. I've got no engine braking, big engine braking, and it's not very consistent.
And then I'll just play the Lando Norris team radio as well.
you. As soon as you've been pushed off, he will fire you up using the starter motor and then drive back to us.
Alright, so they're just playing a little bit of games down at McLaren, trying not to give anyone a tow. And yeah, GP2 engine. Where do you get the data? Join the Discord and send me a DM. I'll send you the link to the data. Why is Verstappen so down? I have no idea. I think the Red Bulls are running a bit too much downforce. And then now they don't have any time to change it because quali has started. So we are currently in parc fermé conditions. So if they were to break the parc fermé rules, they'll have to start from the pit lane, which will not be ideal whatsoever. So Red Bull are just going to have to run with this extra high downforce. Maybe that'll help them in the race. They'll have some less tyre wear. But yeah, there are no cars out on track right now because everyone's just playing the waiting game for the tow. Yeah. It doesn't spin in reverse, alright, but it sort of, yeah, it puts drag on the car instead of torque. That's a good explanation. Wade said that. So, it sort of slows the car down instead of trying to accelerate it, basically. That's what engine braking is. And yeah, okay, so we have news, guys. So Valtteri Bottas is going to be starting from the pit lane because he is getting new engine parts. Oh my god, I know what that means. That means Bottas is just going to be used as a tow for Lewis Hamilton. How many laps are there in the sprint? I think it's like 14 or 15 laps. Yeah, but Valtteri Bottas is starting from the back because he has got just a brand new set of engines, you know. Catalyst Will G. If you join my Discord, which is in the link in the description, and send me a DM, I will send it to you. Oh yeah, Alfa and Giovinazzi for 2022, but I'm saying Bottas has got a new engine, and they'll be starting last. He'll be starting last on the race on Sunday. So here we go. No one is coming out the pits, and just as I say that, Giovinazzi, Bottas, Perez, and Alonso decide to come out, and yeah, McLaren definitely. I mean, if Bottas isn't going to qualify, and he won't be saving it, he'll just be giving Hamilton a tow, and then Hamilton will be giving probably someone else a tow. And yeah, so Bottas will just be the lead sacrifice car because he's starting from the back of the pit lane. And yeah, all right, team ready from Max Verstappen, and then 1 minute and 50 seconds left of qualifying 2.
Unbelievable what they are doing here. Unbelievable.
Yep, so Max Verstappen, rather annoyed at all of the games everyone's playing, trying to get a tow and trying not to get a tow. But everyone out on track now, including Lando Norris. There are 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go till qualifying 2 is the checkered flag falls. And yeah. Alright, so I will let you know who is going first. By the looks of it, probably be Valtteri Bottas. And yeah, it is Valtteri Bottas. Alright, so Valtteri Bottas, then Giovinazzi. Then I think it will be Leclerc. Oh, then it's Perez. And then it's Giovinazzi. Oh no. Then it's Verstappen, then Alonso. Alright. Can you explain what's a tow? Basically, when there's one car ahead of you, that pushes all of the air out of the way, so that reduces the drag on your car, and if it reduces the drag, you get extra top speed. So having extra top speed is very much going to help out in a race and in qualifying. So that's what a tow is. It just gives you extra top speed. You just have to be behind another car. So everyone improving in the first sector other than Bottas because he doesn't have a tow or a slipstream. Why aren't we seeing the car's positions? The map is currently glitched, so I can't do anything about that, unfortunately. But this is it now. So Bottas and Giovinazzi can't improve in the first sectors. Giovinazzi had a flying first sector anyway. And now Verstappen sets an improved middle sector. So does Perez. So does Alonso. We'll see if the McLarens can get close to, to Mercedes, because that's what we want to see. We want to see a battle at the front. But Lando Norris has other ideas. He sets a purple sector 1. Probably got a massive tow. And yeah, by the looks of it, top speed 341 kilometers an hour. For sure he did. Now crosses the line, Max Verstappen, he goes 3/10 behind Lewis Hamilton. So Red Bulls are getting closer, but still not close enough. They have one more qualifying session to nail up all of their perfect corners. and try and beat these Mercedes. So Lando Norris, green middle sector. Let's see if he can carry on his improvement and maybe go and destroy Verstappen's P3 and hopes of battling the Mercedes. Championship battle between Verstappen and Hamilton, very, very close indeed. 3 points between the two drivers, and yeah, anything can swing this title battle. So Sainz is in. Okay, Norris goes up into P3, so good lap from Norris. He is only a 10th behind Hamilton and 300ths behind Valtteri Bottas. So Norris is flying and very quick indeed. Danny Rick does not improve, and the drivers getting knocked out are Vettel, Stroll, Alonso, Ocon, and Russell. I predicted Russell will be P9. He is P15. So that Mercedes engine has not turned out to be as powerful as it was. Or at least maybe the Williams has too much drag, because top 5, 4 of them are powered by Mercedes engines. And yeah. Okay, so Perez just makes it through. He is still 0.6 slower than Max Verstappen. I mean, yeah, the Perez not having the best second half of season, really hasn't been able to perform in Spa, neither in Zandvoort. Well, Max was basically untouchable in Zandvoort, but still quite a ways away from Max Verstappen. And again in Monza, not being able to match Max again. Actually, quite surprisingly, there have been no track limit violations so far, at least in Q2. So that's looking good. Only driver to exceed track limits is Yuki Sonoda coming out the final corner. I think the stewards have been strict from it right from FP1 now. So the teams have decided we are not going to mess this up. And yeah, so Vettel starting 11th, Stroll 12th, Alonso 13th, Ocon 14th, and Russell 15th for the sprint race tomorrow. And yeah. Okay, so everyone has come back into the pits, and we will be starting a lap of we'll be starting Q3 very, very soon. If you guys haven't hit the like button, be sure to do so. And if you guys have not subscribed, be sure to do that. I stream every single weekend. Yeah. Oh, and also my Instagram and Twitter and stuff is in the description. And check out the Avli app, because I'm doing a post-race show and I can talk to you guys, because obviously you guys like to talk in the chat, of course, but talking in real life would be a lot better. This might be a good chance for McLaren to catch up in the Ferraris for the constructors. That is a very good point, Haydos plays. The McLarens have sort of fell off in the recent weeks. Obviously, Lando Norris didn't have the best performance. Well, he crashed out in the Belgian qualifying and then lost all of his points for that. And then they just haven't been on the pace really compared to Ferrari. So McLaren have a chance to get back into the third place championship battle, and it's quite a sizable chunk of money. I think it's like 6 million or something, for getting from fourth place to third place. So they definitely want to get that, Alfa Romeo, Bottas, and Schumacher 2022. I don't think it is. I think they're still. Antonio Giovinazzi hasn't been confirmed, but if the Italian Jesus is up in P7 in an Alfa Romeo, I think they're going to keep him. Yeah. How do you feel about George and Albon's new 2022? I am very excited to see what Albon can do in the Williams, because he just got thrown out of Red Bull, and then not really another chance to return to Formula 1. He's now got some experience in DTM, and we'll see if he can improve. And if he can outqualify Latifi consistently as George did, then we all know that Albon is also a quality driver. Q3 is going to start in probably 2 minutes now. 2 minutes time. So don't leave the stream just yet. The sprint qualifying, also guys, sprint qualifying is very, very true. Very, very true. What? Sprint qualifying is going to help out with overtaking a lot, because there's not much on the line. You get to start a lot higher up if you can make a lot of overtakes. And yeah, it's just looking good all around for the sprint race tomorrow, because Monza, slipstream, DRS equals overtaking, basically. And yeah, Catalyst Will G, I will reply when the stream is over. Obviously, I'm streaming right now, so I can't just yet, but I will reply when the stream is over. And yeah, the F1 2022 official game might be released late, the livery might be hard, and the drivers will switch. Well, Poland Ball, I think Codemasters should do a bit of a better job, because basically they just release the same game every year. So if they've had quite a while to prepare the 2022 game, and they should do it a bit quicker, you know? Hope they were actually planning to release it in Australia. So like when the Formula 1 season starts, the game also comes out. So Australia is March, I think, next year. So if they can get it out by that time, that would be very cool. Can this list be reduced to the top 10? I will do that just now. All right, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Just the top 10 now on screen. Yeah. All right. Why aren't you showing the drivers on the map? The map is currently glitched, and there are also no drivers out on track to show. So, yeah. Do you think McLaren can pull off a cheeky win with Norris and the right strategy? I think maybe Hamilton will have to have some sort of incident at the start of the race, maybe a damaged front wing or something for Norris to win the race, because Hamilton is very quick indeed this weekend, and his races are always very good in terms of time management, and yeah, it's going to be difficult to beat him. But Lando Norris has been one of the most consistent drivers this season and last season, so if Lando Norris can, out of the other drivers, only Max Verstappen and Lando Norris stand a chance of beating Lewis Hamilton, you know, so if it's going to be someone, it will be Lando Norris. Perez better be in the top 5 or Imma Rage. Well, by the looks of it, maybe start ranging now? I don't know. Giovinazzi is flying though, P7, quicker than both Ferraris. The Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri guys are beating the Ferraris at their home race. So the Alfa Romeo, obviously Italian, is quicker, and Gasly is also in AlphaTauri, which is also higher up, and from Italy as well, so they're all quicker. And the pit lane incident, guys, there has been quite a lot of pit lane traffic. The Aston Martins have been let out, so have the Alpine, so have the Red Bulls, and so have the Mercedes, all within the space of about 10 seconds. So there has been a lot of traffic down in the pit lane, and the drivers in the teams, I mean the teams that tell the drivers to come out onto the pit lane were actually so close to getting hit. So the FIA definitely need to do something about that. Yeah. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's the Italian Jesus. All right. Well, guys, the top 10 shootout has begun. It has technically begun. No one else is out on track just yet. We'll be coming out on track very, very soon. And do you think Ferrari will be able to climb in the sprint? Well, it's going to be difficult for Ferrari to climb in the sprint, because Ferrari obviously don't have the highest top speed, and top speed is a very important overtaking factor. So Ferrari don't have that. It's going to be difficult for them, but obviously the DRS and slipstream will help out. And Antonio Giovinazzi, I think he will definitely have a very good chance in the sprint race tomorrow. He is in 2019 or 2020, he had gained like on average, every single race he had gained a position on the opening lap. So he's going to be good at the start of the sprint race. We'll see if he can maybe get up into P5 or something. Or very crazy indeed. He'll have to hold it, of course, which will be difficult. But if there is a DRS train, then it'll get a lot easier. So drivers out on track now are, it's everyone except Norris and Giovinazzi. Oh, everyone except Giovinazzi is currently out on track. Giovinazzi wasn't expecting to make it through into Q3, so he doesn't have a fresh set of tyres. So that's why he's not going out. He'll be going out right at the end. But first across the line is Valtteri Bottas, then it's Lewis Hamilton, then Pierre Gasly, then Sergio Perez, and then we have Max Verstappen. And by the looks of it, we'll have the two McLarens, and then the two Ferraris, and then the two McLarens. Yeah. So, 10 minutes remaining of Q3. I don't think there's any chance of rain. I think it's just very much cloudy weather, at least for today. There is 25 degrees air temperature and 31 degrees track temperature. Teams will have a very difficult time heating up those tyres as well. So, yup. All right. Team radio from Pierre Gasly. Let's just play that.
And Perez is a used tire, so we try to stay where we are now. It's very good.
Alright, so Perez is going on a used set of tyres, so we're not going to be expecting the best performance from him, of course. But we'll wait and see what he can do. So quickest first sector from Lewis Hamilton, then Pierre Gasly improves, and so does Sergio Perez. But Hamilton is still quicker by 400ths in the first sector. We'll wait and see what happens in the second sector. Norris has the quickest middle sector by the looks of it, but it's Bottas now. Bottas has the quickest middle sector. We'll see what Lewis Hamilton can do. He will probably get a toe off Bottas, so that's going to help him out. Going through Ascari, you can just see the direction change in Formula 1 cars. They're going at 150 miles an hour, turning left, turning right, turning left again. Absolutely insane. All the sparks are flying around. Verstappen sets the quickest middle sector. So, very good, very quick driving from McLaren. And Lando Norris takes the quickest first sector away from Lewis Hamilton. So, Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris is coming in that McLaren, and he is coming quick. So, here we go. Hamilton crosses the line, 1 minute 19.9. He is on provisional pole. Next across the line, Pierre Gasly. He goes 5/10 behind him. Sergio Perez nearly a full second behind Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Wow, this is out of nowhere, guys. Max Verstappen is 17 milliseconds behind Lewis Hamilton, so we'll see what he can do. Norris now to cross the line. He is last in the train, would have got the most slipstream, and he just goes marginally behind Max Verstappen. So the top drivers, top three for provisional qualifying tomorrow are Hamilton, Verstappen, Norris. I mean, Danny Rick has also put in a stellar job. Only 2 tenths behind his teammate, considering he gave his teammate a toe. Very good indeed. And Daniel Ricciardo is coming back onto form. We'll see if he has adapted to that McLaren car finally. And yeah, Bottas 333 on the speed trap. Yeah, Bottas doesn't have a toe. Everyone else does. We'll check the toe timings. Again, looking at this, Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, and Pierre Gasly are the slowest drivers going through the speed traps, and so is Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc does have engine issues, but the three slowest drivers without a toe, three slowest drivers with a toe and no engine issues are Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, and Pierre Gasly. 3 Honda engines. So the Honda engine's not looking that good. The track graphic is currently glitched out, so that's why it's not working. But everyone's coming back into the pits, getting ready for some extra fuel, and yeah. I don't know if I've played this Gasly team radio. I think I have. Wait.
And Perez is a used tire.
I already played that. We've got new Pierre Gasly team radio.
Yeah, it's a good lap, That's a good lap. We'll see what we get.
So, yeah, good lap from Pierre Gasly. Up in P6. Definitely not where that AlphaTauri should be. He is, in fact, quicker than Sergio Perez, who's in the Red Bull. So, that's what it is. Pierre Gasly outperforming a Red Bull. We've seen that actually quite often. It's not that much of a surprise, to be completely honest. So here we go. 6 minutes remaining of the qualifying session. Everyone's back into the pits. Antonio Giovinazzi will also be setting a lap this time. He will use his fresh set of tyres, which he got from Pirelli for getting into Q3. Gasly is such an underrated driver. That is very true. I think Valtteri Bottas in the second chicane, he hit the curb on the inside on the first corner of the chicane. That sort of unsettled the car, and then going into the second corner of the chicane, he again hit the curb, and that sort of spit him out into the gravel. So yeah, it's important not to hit the curbs too violently. Obviously, you want to cut the corner as much as possible without getting a penalty or the curb sending you flying, but yeah. Valtteri Bottas having a bit of a hard time, but it doesn't matter him for anyway, because he's going to be starting last on Sunday's race, and yeah. Alright, so, also guys, don't forget, only the soft tyre can be used in qualifying today, and tomorrow in sprint qualifying, the drivers have a free choice of tyres, and they don't have to do a pit stop tomorrow as well. The tyres used for Sunday's race are also completely free choice as well. Yeah. Alright. So, we'll see who wins the battle for pole position now. The two drivers at the top, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, 17 milliseconds between the two drivers. We'll see what can happen there. Bottas will be starting last. He has got a new engine, so that is why he is starting in last place. And yeah, Leclerc is slowest in Sector 1. Leclerc is slowest in Sector 1 because he has engine issues. So that is why Leclerc is the slowest. Yeah, nothing about Leclerc's driving or his tyres. It's just that he's got engine issues. And yeah, your pole time predictions are a 1:19.6. Cool. Well, that's 3/10 quicker. That's going to be quite an improvement to get 3/10 in one lap. 3/10 is no easy feat in any car, let alone F1 cars with Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton driving them. Yep, Gasly is carrying AlphaTauri. Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to get some, back massage or something because he is carrying that team so hard. 3 times more points than Yuki Sonoda. But Yuki Sonoda obviously is a rookie, so you should give him a bit of leeway, but nevertheless, 3 times the points, Yeah, that was my alarm. Yeah. Anyway, so we have team ready from Charles Leclerc. He has some engine issues, by the way, so it might be about that. Let's see.
What's Gasly?
So Gasly is P6, 20.4, 43. And it's also 1/10 at turns 1 and 2. And box now, box.
Well, that's the same thing as you said before, no?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Just
Gasly.
time gap.
Yep, so that's what it is, guys. So Charles Leclerc losing out in turn 1 and 2. So he has engine issues, and then turn 1 and 2 was 2/10 slower than Pierre Gasly, and that's really what's holding him back. All right, Perez is a racer, never does great in qualifying, but look at last week. I mean, being a true racer, being one of the best drivers in the world, you have to be good at qualifying and the race. Yeah. Pierre Gasly Sergio Perez had an amazing race last weekend. Made it very exciting indeed. There was limited overtaking going on at Zandvoort, but Sergio Perez was the man doing the overtaking. Hello, Gaber Fabschnicking. We have now out on track every single driver except for... I think everyone's coming out now. So not Ricciardo's out, and then we have Norris, Hamilton, and Bottas yet to come out. My looks for Hamilton will be coming out right... Oh, Norris is coming out last. Norris is trying to get the best toe possible. Yeah. I played F1 2020 this day. Ooh. Well, F1 2020, rather difficult to drive, at least from my experience. So, yeah. Alright. So, this is it. 1 minute 40 seconds remaining of qualifying. Vettel is in P11. And, yeah. Here we go then. So I will let you know who is crossing the line first, who is crossing the line last, and from that we'll see who gets pole position. All right. So first is Sergio Perez, and then after that is Max Verstappen. So Perez is giving a tow to Max. Then we have Gasly in the third Honda powered engine of the top 10 behind them. Then we have the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz and Antonio Giovinazzi following in closely behind. Then we have, by the looks of it, Charles Leclerc. He will be trying to get a tow off the other Alfa Romeo. Then we have Daniel Ricciardo in the quicker Mercedes engine following the slower Ferrari. And then we have, I think we'll have Bottas, then Hamilton, then Norris. So 44 seconds remaining now. Everyone is starting their laps. And yeah, here we go. This is it. Quali has begun. No one has improved their first sector times except for Antonio Giovinazzi. Antonio Giovinazzi goes 1/10 quicker than Max Verstappen in the first sector. Danny Rick goes 1/10 quicker than Antonio Giovinazzi. Charles Leclerc improved his first sector lap time. And Valtteri Bottas is quickest in the first sector. He gets a tow. So that means if Bottas is quickest in the first sector, what happens to Lewis Hamilton, So here we go. Gasly now quickest in the middle sector. We'll see what the rest of the drivers can do. But look, by the looks of this, Gasly has had an absolutely epic middle sector. Quicker than all of the other drivers so far. We'll see what Bottas and Hamilton have in store for him. Verstappen sadly not able to improve whatsoever. Bottas down in P6, setting 2 purple sectors. The man has just got fired from Mercedes and he's just like, screw this, I'm just going to beat this Hamilton fella. And quickest first sector, quickest second sector, and we'll see if Bottas can get pole position. So here we go now. Bottas coming across the line for the final and third sector through the parabolica. Final corner, making sure to stay inside track limits. Bottas goes P1. Boom! 4/10 quicker than Lewis Hamilton. Wow. Lewis Hamilton also cannot improve, 1/10 slower than Valtteri Bottas, in fact. And then we have Max Verstappen in P3, and Lando Norris sadly not able to improve either. Daniel Ricciardo is the quickest third sector, so he got a massive tow from Carlos Sainz, I think. And yeah, wow, very close indeed. And yeah, everyone says Perez is a good racer. Look at Zandvoort using the fastest car on fresh tyres, making the best moves. That is true. Barnsley plays games. Yeah, Perez was in the quickest car, of course, but nevertheless, he was pulling off good overtakes, and he is down in P9 for today's qualifying session, nearly half a second behind, well, 6/10 behind Max Verstappen. Yeah, not looking good for him, but the Red Bulls, by the looks of it, don't have the pace this weekend. Bottas gets pole position. What a lap from him. That is it. Q3 is over. Valtteri Bottas has got pole position. Also, guys, if you guys haven't downloaded the Avli app, be sure to do so. There's a post-qualifying show going on. There'll be a post-sprint race show as well. And there's going to be a post-race show from me. So be sure to download the Avli app. The link is in the description and the pinned comment, pinned chat message. But it's very unexpected from Valtteri Bottas. As Kilong's Bay Battle says, a full 10th quicker than Lewis Hamilton. Valtteri Bottas has definitely had his porridge today. Yeah, porridge boss Bottas has just got pole position and has completely screwed over Hamilton, you know? What's the Soya counter? The Soya counter's on infinity +6. So, yeah. But that's been it. Antonio Giovinazzi not being able to improve is in P10, but nevertheless a very good starting position for an Alfa Romeo, considering they have the third slowest car, or maybe the second slowest car on the entire grid. P10, amazing job from him. Antonio Giovinazzi, in fact, has his job on the line, and he is now performing like an absolute madman. So that has been that from Antonio Giovinazzi. I am currently now just going to put everyone's qualifying back up on the... Oops. There we go. So that has been it. So P1 and 2, Lewis Hamilton, well, Bottas and then Hamilton. Mercedes looking very quick indeed. Bottas will start last on Sunday, that is true. He will start P1 in the grid. And yeah, and Bottas, in fact, guys, he didn't even get a tow from Hamilton. Hamilton got a tow from Bottas, but Bottas didn't get a tow from Hamilton, and Bottas is in P1. Wow. At least it's a good send-off for him from Mercedes. Next is P3 from Max Verstappen. Good job from him. We'll see what he can do on that from that position tomorrow's in sprint race. He'll be fighting very, very hard indeed against Lewis Hamilton going into turn 1. And then we have the two McLarens looking to gain points on Ferrari for third place in the Constructors. So both of them doing a good job. And Danny Rick only being 6 milliseconds behind Lando Norris. So... finally, Danny Rick has caught up and adapted to this McLaren car. Maybe found that secret little trick. And yeah, performing well now. Pierre Gasly outperforming the AlphaTauri car as usual, up in P6 again. That's probably been his most position, like he's qualified in that position most races this year, P6 or P5. So Pierre Gasly, very strong drive again from him. And yeah, then we have the two Ferraris. Their pace, it hasn't been so good. It's their home race, but by the looks of it, they won't even get a podium. We have team radio from Valtteri Bottas. He has also got pole position, so I'm just going to play this. And also, guys, if you haven't hit the like button, be sure to do so. Will help out the channel.
And that's pole position, sir.
Oh, yes! Boom! Thanks.
Bravo.
Yep. That has been it. Bottas is very happy about that indeed. And then we have Sergio Perez, who has not been performing up to par, 6/10 behind his teammate, but that's been rather consistent throughout the whole. Yeah, very big bravo from James, in fact. But yeah, 6/10 has basically been the gap the whole season round. between Bottas and Verstappen and Perez. Sorry, Bottas now just congratulating his team, and yeah, that's been it. So we have now, who do we talk about? Antonio Giovinazzi. I mean, the Alfa Romeo does not deserve to be in that position. Antonio Giovinazzi has done it. What a lap from him. And yeah. Then we have both Aston Martins, P11 and 12, and followed by the Alpines, and then followed by the Williams. So just drive the cars very, very similar in terms of pace. This is very much a car circuit. If you have a high top speed, you're going to do well, and that's why we see lots of the two drivers being together, like both Mercedes together, both McLarens, both Ferraris, both Aston Martins, Alpines, and Williams all together, because it's very car dependent. And yeah, so that's really what it is. Vettel outqualified Stroll, Ocon outqualified Alonso outqualified Ocon, and Russell outqualified Latifi. Basically what we expect to happen. And then we have Yuki Sonoda down in P17, the rookie not performing so well with his teammate up in P6, 11 places behind his teammate. He did get his lap time deleted in Q1, sorry, so that's why he's been eliminated. And then we have Schumacher, Kavitza, and Mazepin to round out the grid. Yeah, that's been it really. So we have Max Verstappen. We've got a quote from him. He has just said, I think at this track it's always going to be difficult. We recovered quite well throughout qualifying. I'm happy to be third. In the race we expect to be closer. So Max Verstappen saying they're going to have better race pace. And yeah, okay, the porridge references are when Valtteri Bottas won his race in 2019 Australia. I think it was Mark Webber or David Coulthard on the podium asked Bottas what he ate for breakfast that day, and Bottas said, I ate porridge. So ever since then we've had porridge references. Yeah, like Valtteri Bottas, the porridge boss, or something like that. So yeah, that's been it. So guys, thank you for tuning in. Do appreciate the support. I will be streaming tomorrow, and I think when I end this stream, it'll take you to tomorrow's stream. So be sure to hit the reminder button so you get a notification when I go live. I'll be streaming for tomorrow's sprint race. It's going to be very exciting indeed. Monza, of course, the DRS slipstream, going to be very good overtaking and racing. You also eat porridge very morning. Yeah, porridge versus champion versus Supermax. That is true Poland ball. Looking forward to tomorrow. Thank you, G. Avley Patrick, for the support. Yeah, well, I am streaming for tomorrow's race, sprint race, and then the race on Sunday as well. So that's been it, guys. I will end the stream, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, have a nice morning, day, afternoon, evening, or night, depending on where you are in the world, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, fellas.